Hi guys, Jason here, Jason's Trucking Info, and I'm just getting ready to do a pre-trip here. I thought I'd take you along and kind of show you kind of a rudimentary pre-trip here. So right there's my truck, the middle one here, the middle white one, and I just getting here. So before I load all my crap up, we're going to do a pre-trip. So the first thing you want to do when you approach your truck, alright, first thing you want to do to approach your truck is you want to look for damages on your truck. Your mirrors, anything. You want to look at your gear guard. Make sure that it's not damaged, got any scratches on it and stuff. And that sort of thing when you first approach. This is when you first approach your vehicle before you even unlock the door and turn it on or anything. The second thing you want to do is I gotta get in and get my gloves. So let's get my gloves. I've already unlocked the door, but I haven't really loaded anything. So here's my gloves and my hammer, my tire thumper. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my keys in the ignition just so I don't have to carry them around. So I'll put my keys in the ignition. And before you start anything up, you want to do all sorts of things here. But the first thing you want to do is I'm going to lay my hammer on this step right here for now. I'll get my gloves on. This is hard to do and hold this somewhat steady. I mean, somewhat. Okay. So, first thing you want to do is look down here. You got this thing. You're going to release our hooks for the cattle guard with these two deals. Okay. Want to lift it up and don't just let it all rough. You can mess that thing up if you do that. So unlatch up. They messed up, they didn't latch that. If I had done a pre-trip and that wasn't hooked, hopefully the other one on the other side is latched at least, because that one wasn't latched. So the mechanics messed up and didn't latch that one. They must have brought it in the shop and did some stuff and forgot to latch one. So I didn't do a pre-trip. Okay, so that one's already unlatched. So now let's go over to the other side and see if the other one's latched. Is this one latched? This one is latched. So we'll pull up, leave it loose. Hopefully I can do this one-handed. Yes. Alright. You always want to start with the engine compartment first. Try not to let that fall too rough. And then I'm just going to have to use my gloves. I don't think I have a paper towel handy. Let me see, is there anything on my floorboard? No. I'll just use my gloves, they're going to get dirty anyway. Alright. So, let's see here. Can I prop this up somehow? Okay. See that good? Alright. See if you can see everything I'm doing. I got that precariously propped up against the hood. So, you want to check your oil, engine oil, before we've even started it up. Lots of oil on the dipstick. want to do the first dip because it can be inaccurate. So you put that down, twist it, and bring it back out. Check it. See, it's got all kinds of oil on there. But that might be a false reading. A lot of times there is oil in that tube that this long thing is going down in, and it could be inaccurate. So you want to do it a couple of times just to be sure. So you can see right there is where the oil is, so it's full. Right. Looks like our, what is that? Is that the, oh, that's the steering. This here is the steering fluid. Okay, we got, well, if it's really loose, you're gonna know, and that's not gonna feel right. It's gonna feel like there's something wrong. This is where you add your oil if you need it. No, that's where you add your coolant. Sorry, coolant. I meant coolant. Our coolant box, if you see that, right there. The engine's not on, so that's good. It's in the cold. Alright, and then you also want to check your pads. Let's see where they at. Those look nice and good. This is a brand new truck. It shouldn't be having any brake issues. Look for leaks or anything. You want to look for any signs of leaks around your lug nuts, showing that if there's leaks like rusty water coming down from any of these, that means that the lug nut that has the dripping is probably loose. It needs tight. So that looks good. Let's go over to the other side. They got full windshield washer fluid. Again, we're always checking for anything that looks damaged. I'm not real good at looking at these brakes, especially on the steers. You want to look for anything obvious. You want to look to see if you see any fresh, wet looking splattered liquids of any kind, and there's not. It's just all dirt and everything, kind of normal for a truck. So everything looks good. Nothing looks damaged or broken or anything. Don't see anything frayed or anything. Everything looks good. It's just kind of dirty. All right, now some trucks, oh, it's that side. Sometimes they're on the passenger side, sometimes they're on the driver's side, but you got to lift this up. If you have a truck with this under your hood, you got to lift this up. This locks it into place so that the wind won't blow it up on you and kind of keeps it from blowing up. So you got to lift that up. So whether you go to lift up the hood, lift this up. Try not to just throw it down. Okay. Make sure this gets latched. they didn't latch. So we'll get that snapped in place. Now we got to put the deer guard up. And it's heavy. And then, if you watch it right there. Oh, there we go. Every one of these deer guards has a little bit different mechanism of the way it works. But you just want to make sure those hooks catch the thing. Now that's locked in place. Okay. Next. We want to look to see if we get any warning lights and stuff. Scroll that down. Do you see this? If you look right there. There we go. That shows oil temp and air pressure. I'm full on fuel. So I'll have to look to see what I have for a load. So look for any cracks in the windshield, nicks or anything from the cab. So you could do the where you pump down the brakes. Let's do that. This is the pump down brake test, and we'll get down to a certain pressure, that'll pop. The next one will pop. And there we go. That's how you do your air brake test. And it should air back up within so long. I forget how long it's supposed to take. Why is the secondary not airing up? My seat just lowered. Oh, there we go. It just needed a minute to catch up. Okay. My seat just raised back up. This truck seat will lower when you get in and out of it. You get out of it, it'll lower down. You get back in it, it will raise back up to wherever you last had it set. So we're above 100 now. It happened pretty quick. We got a 48 pounds of suspension load. So let's look at our load. Take my gloves off here. So stay there. Alright, take my gloves off for a second. We don't need this in this bag. So they did this in case it was out in the rain or something. Okay. Our load is... Seriously? This is a light ass load. 15, is that right? Is that, I don't even have to worry about scaling this bad boy. Anything 32 or below, you don't have to scale. For those of you that don't already know this, for those of you new guys, if you're 32 or below, don't worry about scaling it, because if you are overweight anywhere on your whole truck, now you might, with today's trucks with deer guards and stuff, you might be over 12,000 on your steers with a deer guard. But if you're not up there to 13,000, I wouldn't worry about it too much. All right, let's go finish our little pre-trip here. Let me get my gloves back on. Put you right there, put my gloves back on. We're gonna do a walk around. Now, turn my headlights on. See if I got turn my headlights on right there. Now, it's 70 degrees, so the truck's not gonna shut off. Okay, if you have a symbol like this is a systems check, and that'll check everything. There we go. And it's gonna cycle until I turn that off. First it's gonna check the battery, the engine, the transmission, the DEF system, fuel system, and then it's gonna go to the lights, engine oil, coolant. It's gonna do all the stuff under the engine first, the air system, and now the ABS system, the brake system, which is check. It's gonna blink all your lights, so you can do your brights, your dims, your hazards, your turn signals. So, all right. So you see all the hazards are on, the lights are on, the lower fog lights are on, marker lights are on. Those are going to shut off. It's going to cycle through all the lights, and it takes a couple of minutes for it to cycle through. You're going to notice them shutting off. They're going to do that the whole time we're walking around. I like to start at the front and work my way around. We want to work our way around. The one thing we should have done when the hood was open was check, but you can see the tread is really good on the steers, so that's good. There's a lot of mud on them, so it's hard to see exactly. So we want to come down here. We want to look for any leaks, make sure everything's hooked up right. You notice those are going to be on and shut off too, and they'll shut off. Wait, we'll get to see those shut off. Is it going to do it? Maybe those aren't part of the check. Maybe that's something I gotta shut off. Alright, let's move on. Okay, thumping tires. You don't need to do it very hard. If it doesn't feel real solid, then you know that you gotta get your air gauge out and check it. Same thing, you want to look for any water coming from around the lug nuts. Look for any obvious tire damage, any splits, any big chunks coming out of the tires. Look for nails. And they're harder to see when you're on this dirt and gravel, because the dirt can hide that stuff. Okay, let's move on. Check this wind skirting and your landing gear. Check your landing gear, make sure it's not all messed up. Make sure that this looks like it's all good. Check your any marker lights. as you go through. Make sure that your air lines are hanging up high and not about to drag on the ground. Now, these tires look pretty good. Check these things for any obvious leaks. Okay. Now you're supposed to get down here and check the brakes. Not something I'm the best at looking at myself. Okay, well, these tandems are all the way to mostly the back. I'm going to probably move those up a little bit. These are almost to the back. I'm going to move them up a little bit after I get loaded up. Alright. Sure you got both your mud flaps. Don't have to hit the tires hard. Shouldn't take much to. They feel solid. If they feel solid, then you shouldn't have to get your tire gauge out. This hammer does not replace your air gauge, so make sure you use your air gauge if you have any doubts. So it's cycling through there. It came on. It works. ABS light is not on. Like, check this wind skirting and make sure you're checking for nails and stuff. It's really hard to tell on these muddy dirty tires though. That dirt and mud makes it really hard to tell. We have over 3/4 of fuel. Mud flaps look good. You want to get underneath there and visually check, especially if you didn't hook it up. It's really hard to see. You got to look to make sure that the locking jaws are around the kingpin. You also want to do several took tests. Okay. Make sure the handle is in. That's a good sign that it is locked in. You can't see them. Lock the jaws real well. Make sure your glad hands and electrical plugs are all good on both ends. Any damage. Say that that's good. So you could check more stuff. And I'm not really good at checking too much more than that. Just the obvious stuff. I look for obvious stuff. It's obviously damaged or leaking or busted up that don't look like it's the way it's supposed to be. And that's pretty much pre-trip. An average driver's pre-trip. Some guys check more. They get into the nitty-gritty of stuff that I don't know how to check all that stuff. like getting in there and seeing the brakes. There's a lot of crap down there to get underneath there and see. The brakes. It's easier to see the brakes of like your drives. If you're not hooked up to a trailer, you can look down in from across from your fifth wheel plate and look. All right, we can shut this off now. So anyway, that was a pre-trip. Normally there are other stuff you want to check. Go look around and look at stuff. That's pretty much a average pre-trip, checking for obvious stuff, making sure all your lights and tires are the biggest things. Lights and tires, like your ABS, if your ABS lights on, if there's any of your marker lights out, if you have any leaks around your wheel hubs and stuff, if there's any obvious damage to your tires that they can see, anything that can especially be seen from a distance, you know, you just want to make sure that all that stuff is working, because they pull you over for one thing, they're going to see what else you got. So make sure everything looks good, or you're going to get pulled over for one thing and they're going to find 6 others. Whether it actually is broke or not, they'll find stuff. If they really want to harp, they can go through your truck. Even this brand new truck that I'm driving here, this brand new 2025 Peterbilt, they can probably find stuff wrong with it. So just do the best you can, make sure everything looks good before you take off, and things happen. You can have a perfectly good tire and get down the road and you can blow one. It's just how it is. So just do the best you can to check everything for obvious signs of damage or things going bad. So all right,